నేను తెలుగు హౌ డు ఐ సే అండర్‌స్టాండ్
అర్థం చేసుకుంటాను.
అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు. ఆయన
వైల్ మాట్లాడడం
కొంచెం
గ్రామర్ మిస్టేక్
మిస్టేక్ లైక్ వర్డ్స్ எல்லாமே లైక్ యు నో
ప్రొనౌన్స్ చేయడం అండ్ లాంగ్ వర్డ్స్ కూడా.
ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ టు సే ఇట్ బ్యాక్. బట్ ఐ కెన్ అండర్‌స్టాండ్. లైక్ దానికి అర్థం అయింది.
అర్థం అవుతుంది.
అర్థం అవుతుంది.
నైస్. సో మీకు అర్థమైంది కదా సిచ్యువేషన్.
That is the issue right now.
ఓకే, ఎనీవే మా ఆడియన్స్ ఆర్ రెడీ. అంటే మీరు అసలు మీ గురించి తెలుసుకోవాలని, లైక్ వేర్ యూర్ ఫ్రమ్ అన్నీ తెలుసుకోవాలని దే ఆర్ వెయిటింగ్. విల్ మేనేజ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ నౌ. ఓకే, ఎలా ఉన్నారు? హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
బాగున్నారు. So like I'm very happy to be here. Mangalavaram, thank you so much. Like the love that I've got from the people, like, you know, it's like I didn't expect. Other konchu like a villain character, I was like, okay, parvale konchu different ayirukum. Like, you know, for me to also to perform, you know, it'll be nice. I thought like, and I like doing a little bit of a challenging role. So something that's different. So when that came up, I was like, okay, it's interesting. And then finally, for the movie to release, it took almost a year after we shot. Like oru varshaka aprada, like it released. So I was waiting so much, like, you know, like because I was keen on seeing. Because the story itself is a bit controversial.
Exactly.
Very controversial story. So I've never been a part of like such a controversial, like, you know, so I was like, I was nervous about that. I was nervous about, like, you know, how my character would be perceived. Like, you know, romba innocent, then suddenly, did it work? Like, you know, that the changeover,
that revealing. Was that surprising or not?
அது வந்து like audience க்கு அது like did they capture that, did they get it? அதெல்லாம் like, you know, so I was like very ரொம்ப like ஒரு nervousness இருந்துச்சு, like, and then finally when it came out, and unfortunately at that time I was abroad. I was shooting for a Tamil film. So I was in Malaysia, so I couldn't come for the promotions and to see, because usually for my first show, like we have a special show, Malayalam films, and I like to watch it with the audience,
so that you could see the reaction.
See the reaction. Like I love it, you know. So like when they apota like okay,
it's like a verdict, right?
Like
what we have done.
Exactly. So it's like okay, so whatever we have done, if it's negative or you know, positive response, it doesn't matter. If people like can understand your character, if they can, so that means your job, okay, good.
Perfect.
So you feel like, okay, fine, okay, it's good. So that kind of satisfaction is it's amazing, and that's why I'm doing this, like, you know, so that
so Mangalavaram tarvata release tarvata you haven't gave any interview, right? This is your first interview after Mangalavaram.
Yeah.
Yes. But team vallu, did they record and send you the reactions at the theaters?
Yes. I saw some of them, and Ajay sir had avanga vandu like he was like telling me like, Divya, please come and just see, you know, and I was like, sir, it's all thanks to Ajay sir, because it's his writing and his vision of that character.
Director Ajay Bhupati.
Yes, Ajay sir's so avanga vandu like the character, like how he executed, you know, the character, and how he kept that character as a secret till the end.
Exactly.
Nobody even guessed that. That is a writer's and a filmmaker's brilliance. I always say I'm a director's actor. However they want to portray me, because I'm new to this. I'm new to acting. I never thought that I would be an actor.
Okay.
So never. I was working in Dubai for an airline as a commercial analyst, as an analyst. So I never thought that I would be here and, you know, working as in the movies, or it just by chance happened.
How?
So
we want to know.
So my story is like, I was born and raised in Dubai.
Okay.
Lived all my life there, and then I did my engineering in Coimbatore.
Okay.
That's how I'm little, familiar with
Tamil.
with Tamil, yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I went back to Dubai. I was working with my dad first in his business, and then finally Emirates. I was for the longest time, like I was working as an intern first over there in Emirates as a cabin crew recruitment team, like an admin job.
Okay.
So that was what my first job, and then from there I grew and I was like working. Then I moved to Fly Dubai, and that's another airline. And it was my dream. Like when I was a child, I lived next to the airport, and there in Dubai they used to have these Dubai Air Show.
Oh, okay.
So it's brilliant to see that. Like, there are different fighter aircrafts with, with colors and everything with the different flags and, so different countries would represent. So I always was fascinated by that. I always wanted to become, so I wanted to become a pilot, and then I realized there's a lot of responsibility that you're carrying. About 300 other souls is your responsibility. So I was like, okay then. And I'm scared of flying.
Okay. Oh, you're scared of flying?
Yeah, I'm scared of flying. So, because I had an experience like while I was traveling back from Coimbatore to Dubai once, to Sharjah once, it just happened like a turbulence. And just a bit, and I really freaked out after that.
Oh, it was severe then?
Yeah, it was
severe turbulence.
Severe turbulence, and it just dropped.
Oh,
yeah. So then
on the
happens,
runway?
No. Then while you're flying, sometimes there are air pockets. So then the flight just drops. Sometimes it happens with a pressure difference. It's safe. There's absolutely no problem, but it happens sometimes. But then that really,
tension.
yeah, that really. Because of that, I was really scared, and I was very young at that time. So I was like, okay. Okay, I'm scared of this, but I don't. So then I was like, you know what? I don't want to become a pilot. Maybe not, but then let me try. But I always want
somewhere related to airline on the ground.
Not up air, not up in the air, but then somewhere in the ground I can help the people get in and go. So I worked in different departments. I have worked in airport services, reservations, in different departments. Like I kept moving around, and finally I was in the commercial department. And and then while I was working for airport services is when like I went for my friend's wedding, and she got married to a celebrity, a Malayalam celebrity, Kavya Madhavan's brother.
Okay.
So she. So at the event, like at her wedding, there were so many directors, and they kind of like one of them noticed me for this movie that he was directing, and that was Vineet Kumar sir for Fahad Fasil's movie Ayal Janala. That was my first movie.
Okay.
So that's how they contacted my friend, said, and so she was like, I thought it was a prank call. Honestly, I thought she was pranking me. She's like, dear, you know what? You were there, and you came for the wedding, right? So then this director saw you, and he wants you to be there in this movie. This is character called Hira. It's like Fahad's heroine, second heroine. So why don't you do it? And I was like, you're joking. I didn't believe it. And then she's like, just do it. It'll be fun. She kind of convinced me. Then when I told my parents, my dad was very supportive, and that's how I did that movie.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the whole process of acting. I didn't know that I could do it. I didn't know what shooting was. I didn't know, like, and even movies also I used to watch very less because I was so focused at work. You're working for 10, 12 hours a day. After that, you don't really get time much to watch movies or whatever, then your weekend, if someone says like, oh, it's an amazing movie, it's funny, and yeah, I like comedy movies, I like watching comedy, so that's when I go and, okay, watch a movie. Otherwise, that's how disconnected with movies I was.
Okay. You are very new to the industry, right? Wasn't that nervous? Wasn't it nervous being on the set for the first time?
No, see, that's my first movie. They were very considerate and kind, and I thought all movies, everyone would be considerate and kind, and that's how it's going to be. So I was just patient. I was just watching and learning, and I enjoyed this. But at the same time, even back then, this was in 2015. So I was like, okay, my passion is still to be in the aviation industry, and I wanted to become like top level management, and that's where I see myself. So corporate life is what I wanted to be in, and then there's a certain kind of discipline that corporate life has. So sometimes I used to expect the same over here. Like, so that was a bit
being on the
yeah,
time,
and yeah,
leaving by 6.
and all the like, not only that, it's like, certain deadlines, meeting deadlines and everything. But here, sometimes at shoot, there's so many things that could happen. Like, nothing. Even if you plan to the T, like, there will be something that might be. So that's where you have to be prepared at all times. I was not ready for that.
Okay.
So, so I didn't know that. Like, I was like, no, but then they said that tomorrow is my shoot, and then I'm supposed to be. Why am I here? Why am I waiting here? Like, one morning till evening. When is my shot ready?
Okay, you thought
Yeah.
the moment you come, they'll
They'll take my shots, and I'm like, okay, that's. But it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Like, several times, there would be some other. There's a rain, or there is the vehicle doesn't come, or some small error, and then they have to improvise and take another scene, and then that's because every day that you spend, it's money.
Yeah.
It took me a while to realize that okay, there is just not just people's time, and so it was like. I enjoyed the process of acting, like being on screen, turning into someone else, and that was very magical for me. Like, I really, and I
You
didn't.
can live another life in the same life.
Yeah, and from somebody else's perspective and somebody else's character, you're giving life to it, and thinking about that person, how they will think, and that was very interesting for me. And I mean, I enjoyed that part of it, and I used to go back work, so unpaid leave. So then my second movie happened with Jitu Joseph sir and Prithviraj sir. Was my second movie called Ooram.
The village, that one?
No.
Another one.
This is a Malayalam film.
Okay.
Ooram it's called. Jitu Joseph sir was the director, and the lead was played
When
by.
was your first movie released?
2015.
15, okay.
Yeah. This is in 2016. So my like from the previous movie when it released, I got called for the second movie, and so that's what every time it's happened like that. Like, my previous movie gets me the next movie. It's been always like that. I've been lucky that way, touch wood, that and but after Ooram, I took a 3-year break because I got promoted in Dubai, and I couldn't take time off. For Ooram, I had to take 2 months of unpaid leave, and I realized that but so many movies that came to me became a hit. I had to turn it down because I couldn't take time off. So then there was a pinch, I started watching movies differently, like understanding now that I understand the process, what happens behind the scenes.
Exactly, yeah.
So then, like, when I started watching movies, I started seeing it in a different, and I used to be like, okay, if I did this, how would I do it? So that kind of thing, and then
that missing feeling.
Yeah, and whatever you do, when you go back at a desk and you work, you won't get that satisfaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you see,
once you're in here, and my first director, he had told me, Vineethan had told me that you wait and watch. Once the cinema bug bites you, and you will definitely come back. You will not sit. I said, no, that is my passion. I want to know. I'll become. My God, I'll become the vice president. And no, my goodness, no. And then he was like, no, you're going to come back here. This is what's going to happen. And then I was like, oh. And he's so right about it. Like,
exactly, yeah.
And I'm thankful to him for my career. Like, every director of mine, the trust that they had in me, like, to give me that character and that role. It's like, yeah.